Thank you, Brad. Very well said, Steve. Wonderful presentation. As Brad said, we may run 10 minutes long. It's definitely worth sticking around for these last few minutes. We're going to go through the what's at stake here with referral sales and show some examples of what builders have experienced as a result of having some good success in referral sales. So I want to share with you a customer satisfaction study that we conducted. I won't get into the details of it based on the time, but we studied 200 home builders over a 4-year time period. This is an internal survey or a study that we did, and what we found out was companies that increase in customer satisfaction did in fact have referral sales increase, and referral sales increased by an average of 45%, went up 45% by focusing on customer satisfaction and referral sales. Their realtor co-op rate also improved. Now, I know there's a mixed perception of realtor co-op, but since it's a variable cost, most of us will take the additional sales units and the additional revenues despite the realtor co-op fee that we have to pay. And this makes sense because if we act like realtors are our customers, then it makes sense that if our customers are happy, then they're going to come back and their referrals and co-op rates should go up. And then 2 out of 3 times, warranty costs went down, and warranty costs went down by an average of 0.3%. There has been a new study just released by the University of Southern California that addresses this point, and we didn't share our study because it was an internal study, but there is now a public study that goes through very scientifically the correlation between customer satisfaction and end results. And those that are interested can email me. I'll share the link to that site. But here's the real numbers. We have a client in a very competitive marketplace who in 2006, the peak of the market, did 720 homes, and in 2009 did 418, a 42% drop. Now, at first glance, that may not be much of a endorsement of customer satisfaction and referral sales, but what we're looking at is an average. We're looking at an average of referral and non-referral sales. When we split it out, we find out that with this particular builder, their non-referral sales dropped 55% over that time period, where their referral sales stayed virtually the same. Just think what a different environment we would be living in today if our total sales were off only 1% and not off 40%. So this is a real-life example, and what it shows is that this builder has built a near recession-proof referral feeder system, which earned this particular builder 92 sales. And I can tell you that even if you take off, even if you cut this number in half, that type of volume is the type of volume that helps some builders stay in business these days. So what you invest today will pay off in the long term and may carry you through the next soft market. I'm going to wrap up with some studies, a little study that we've done. It's kind of an illustration that might help you put things in perspective. Approximate referral sales rates. If you, I'm going to try to turn on my highlighter. If you have quality construction processes, in other words, you build clean and complete homes, there's a good chance that you can work your referral sales rate up to 15 to 25%. If you have a customer-centric culture, which means you're really focused on the customer and that process only, then you have a chance of having 20 to 30% referral rates. Having them both together assures you of almost a 30% referral sales rate. However, if you add in referral sales strategies like Steve has talked about, like Chip talked about, like we talked about with many of our clients, you can increase referral sales to a rather substantial rate, and our top performers, and by top performers I mean our top 15% of home builders, are currently at 40% referral sales. The little poll that we showed earlier today showed that the majority of the attendees today are well below 40%, so hopefully you have found that the time that you spent with us today to be very helpful. My summary before I hand it off to Steve is going to be this. I recently wrote a blog called Decisiveness and Market Share, the Chicken or the Egg. And it's in Professional Builder on HousingZone.com. Brad, I'll share it also on our customer discussion blog. But it talks about seeing things that are important and decisively selecting them and putting them in place is the key to growing market share today, and we can prove this from most recent client performances. So if you learned something from today's time that you've invested, which I hope you have, please employ it or research it and put together a strategic plan to make it happen, because we dictate our future and we influence it, and you can, I'm sure Steve and Chip will reinforce that point as well. Over to you, Steve.
And I was just going to say, I hate to keep it too short here, but it's important we get to the questions. So, Steve, sorry to make it, but maybe in 2 minutes you could give us a summary, and Chip also.
I'll hit it under 2 minutes. You know, for us, it's real simple. Charlie's point is well taken, and that is referrals are an insurance policy for your company. We saw similar results when the market slowed down, that referral sales increased as a percentage for our company. And so referrals keep you afloat. They're an insurance policy. And I want to make an argument for what it does to your corporate culture as well, from a referral standpoint and a customer satisfaction standpoint. It makes where you work a better place to work, and it makes the culture better, which just turns into better service for your customers. It lowers your marketing costs, it lowers your warranty costs, and it helps the bottom line. For us as a builder that does 350 to 400 units a year, that increase from 25 to 30% was big, but then to get from that 30% plateau to the 35%, it's a difference of $24 million to the bottom line. And so you bet we take it serious and that we pay attention to it, and makes you feel better about your company, but it also adds to everybody's pocketbook. Chip, I'll let you take it from here.
Thanks, Steve, and I can't agree with any more with everything you said. It's great. One little thing I wanted to add, and what I talked about earlier, is do you know who your promoters are? Do you know what your customers are promoted? Your promoters. Do you know why, or do you know why not? And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. So thanks.